1945. What military event took place in 1945? Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nuclear power. 2 cities destroyed, hundreds of thousands of people wiped out in minutes. Nobody in the world could stand up to the United States. Not only did the United States of America have overwhelming military power on the ground and in the sea, but also in the air. They control the air. You cannot defeat an enemy who controls the air. You cannot. If he controls the air, it's only a matter of time before he wipes you out. And the United States controls the air. But notice what happens now. Money again plays a very strategic role in the process of movement from one stage to another. The sterling pound loses its status as the ruling currency in the world. And the Bank of England and London, the city, lose its status as the money capital of the world. And now is His Majesty the US dollar who replaces the sterling pound. If you read the Bretton Woods Conference, after you listen to this seminar, go back and now read it. What happened in Bretton Woods in 1944? You will now see it in a new light after the seminar, not before the seminar. You will see all the maneuverings taking place in Bretton Woods, when the United States summoned all the rest of the world to sit down, let's talk about money. And let's talk about the creation of a new international monetary system with awesome deception. When that monetary system was established, the Number 10. At Bretton Woods, which is upstate New York, the sterling pound is now chosen as the new international currency. Previous to this, whatever paper currency was there, you could redeem it for gold. Except that the banker was issuing more paper than he had gold. I told you about that already. But you could at least go back with your paper and get your gold. But now at Bretton Woods, that's gone. A new international monetary system emerges in which they could thief more than they were thieving before. What is it? Only the US dollar is now redeemable for gold. Redeemable means you could take the paper in the bank and get the gold. That is redeemable. And it is redeemable at the rate of 35 US dollars to 1 ounce of gold. The Lord says so, and you have to believe the Lord. He don't change his mind. So you could trust. And they put on the paper, in God we trust. Yes. But Bretton Woods said only governments could redeem the paper for gold, not you and I. So the market for money is only governments now. All the rest of us are now slaves. We have no status. We have no freedom. Well, why did we march to Chagaramas? How you could say Massa they done? When Massa has now taken control of money and say only governments could take the paper and get the gold. You and I can't do that. And when governments take the paper to get the gold, they will get gold at $35 for an ounce of gold. Take it out. So, when we sell our oil, Saudi oil and Iraqi oil, they're handing we checks, but you can't cash the check. No. The check pile it up. All you could do is to exchange check for check, but you can't cash the check. Only governments could cash the check at the rate of $35 for 1 ounce of gold. And that's how it went on from 1944 until 1971. In between, you had something called Vietnam. And in order to finance Vietnam, Uncle Sam, who is a new slave master, only printing paper. Plenty paper he printed. He had the gold in Fort Knox, but he printed the paper. And we, the donkeys of the world, or the loveliest thing in the world you could have in your pocket is a US dollar. Who wants a Pakistani rupee? It's US dollar, man. That is real money. So once we are prepared to accept the money remains. Until 1971, when something very significant happened. Britain ended up in Washington one Friday afternoon with $3 billion US. And Britain say, knock, 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 anybody there? So when Uncle Sam opened the door, Britain say, Uncle Sam, I want my gold. $3 billion US. Uncle Sam start to sweat. Uncle Sam start to sweat. Of course, Uncle Sam and Britain, they already do down underneath the table. They don't make the plan already, you know. So Uncle Sam sweating. Why? Because when Monday morning reached, guess who was line up in front of Uncle Sam? Saudi Arabia will be there. Kuwait will be there. Eh? All the countries will be there line up with the paper. We want the gold. Because if Britain won back she gold, Britain must know something. So Uncle Sam know the game up. And so Bretton Woods collapsed. The international monetary system collapsed in September 1971. Did it cause us to think? Did it cause us to lose any sleep? Did it cause us to ask ourselves, where are we going with the world of money? Did it cause us to stop using paper money? No. All the scholars of the world of Islam, all the exalted Darul Ulum producing Maulanas, and nobody asked the question, nobody bothered. Uncle Sam says, I am no longer going to fulfill my commitment to redeem paper for gold. That's it. And so from September 1971, it have no money except paper. There is no link with gold anymore. There is no redeemability with gold anymore. And so now the real rip-off taking place. But you didn't understand. Because you get your knowledge from CNN and from the Express. Why do you think Africa is enslaved today? Why is Indonesia enslaved today? Huh? A wealthy country, an oil-producing country, a great economy in Indonesia. And you could buy Indonesia today with chicken feed. Indonesian women being sold for $1 in the island of Batam. For $1. My mother and my sister and my daughter on sale for $1. That's what's going on in the world today. And nobody bothers to teach this subject. What will Allah do? What will Allah do to a people who have the Quran, who have the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and slavery coming back into the world like it's never existed before, and they do nothing about it? But Massa, has one more stage to move before he reaches his brightest day of all. You said, Master, they ain't done. The United States will not remain the ruling state in the world forever. From the perspective of Islam, of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, we know that the United States will not remain the ruling state in the world forever. And that there is a tomorrow which is coming when he will move to stage 3. Massa will move to stage 3. And stage 1 and stage 2 were preparatory for stage 3. That is where he is heading all the time. He wants stage 3. Stage 3 is when he's not only going to rule the world, but Massa is going to rule the world from the Holy Land. Massa is going to rule the world from Jerusalem. And when Massa rules the world from Jerusalem, Massa will say, I am the Messiah. And all of them who have eyes but they can't see, who have ears but they can't hear, who have hearts but they can't understand, they go say, Hail the Messiah. But wait a minute. The Messiah is supposed to be son of Mary. But this ain't looking like the son of Mary. The man give you a 6 for a 9. Now do you understand? In order for Massa to move to the final stage of his process of ruling the world, the United States has to be replaced by the state of Israel as the new ruling state in the world. You don't believe me? That doesn't matter. You're still my friend. Just sit down and wait. And when it happens, you can then come to me and I'll still embrace you. You're still my friend. I wouldn't say to you, see, I tell you so. No, I wouldn't do that. Because that's not the way we're supposed to teach. That's not the way we're supposed to touch the hearts of people. And that's what we want to do here today. We want to produce from this hall those who will now go out there restlessly for the rest of their lives and seek to understand and grasp this subject and devote some time that Allah gave to you. It is Allah who gave you your time. Allah who gave you your life. Use some of it. Don't just come and sit down and listen to me and then go home and eat and sleep. Use some of the knowledge that you now get to go and preach it and teach it to others. Do something in order for the state of Israel to replace the United States as the ruling state in the world. Money has to play the most strategic role of all. Yes, Israel is going to wage a big war. Yes, it will be a dramatic war. Yes, it will witness a dramatic territorial expansion of the state. How much? To the biblical frontiers, from the river of Egypt to the river Euphrates. If you know your Bible the way Michael Alexander knows his Bible. He was the equivalent of a Christian priest. From the river of Egypt to the river Euphrates. Which means that, you don't have to have a PhD to understand that Israel is going to seize the Suez Canal. You don't have to have a PhD to understand that Israel is going to seize all the oil of the Gulf. And when Israel seizes that oil, the Saudi oil and the Kuwaiti oil and the Iraqi oil and so on, the United States is, of course, preparing the way for that by intervening in Iraq. When Israel seizes that oil, and Dajjal has already done his homework, he's given to mankind the Industrial Revolution. He has given to mankind the scientific and technological revolution. He's given to mankind the age of mass mechanization. He's given to mankind an utter dependence on oil for energy. Can't do without it. And then you start raising the price of oil.